What up, y'all? What up, everybody? What's good? So, I want to get on a topic. I want to get on a topic today that, you know, I want to be discussing with y'all a lot. I know there's probably like zero people watching this. So, let me hold on. So, sorry, I had to turn off my camera because, there's some stuff going around. So, Matt Nagy is probably one of the most worst coaches in the National Football League. So hold on, I'm putting my cash up so anybody wants to donate, support the channel and show love, supporting this is supporting the business, But I want to get to Matt Nagy. Okay, he's the worst coach, one of the worst. He's probably the worst coach in the NFL, even worse than Urban Meyer. And after yesterday's game, check this out. This is what gets most head coaches fired. Okay, losing to a team that's down to their starting quarterback. Okay, they don't have Lamar Jackson. They don't even have Marquise Hollywood Brown. Okay, their number one wide receiver is out. So if anybody told me this, I say easy win. But not the Chicago Bears. They completely failed to do their job. All the favoritism was in their hands, okay? Despite how many injuries we had, I know we didn't have, Allen Robinson, we didn't have Akeem Hicks or Eddie Jackson. We didn't have none of these players, but at the end of the day, that is not an excuse to lose to a banged up Ravens team. And I'm surprised Matt Nagy is not. You want to know what? I'm kind of not surprised, but at the same time, this is why. Okay, viewer discretion is advised. So if you are easily offended by it, I recommend you don't continue to watch the stream because I'm about to say some ruthless, heartless shit. All right, let me get to the dumbass himself. We'll save Matt Nagy for last. Let's get to the fucking owner. Okay, if you actually cared about winning, if you want to honor your father who actually did care about winning, and is the founder of the NFL. Everybody's saying, "Oh, if it weren't for the Chicago Bears, the NFL wouldn't exist." So, if you have any pride in our organization, you know, the founding franchise that created the NFL, why don't we have like more Super Bowls? That's always why I wonder if we're just this important franchise that we brought the NFL. Why don't we have more Super Bowls? And who? I know it's a GM owner, like I know it's like that. But if you, this is on the owner, okay? Because the owner has to put her family, George McCaskey, in charge, and George, which I'll get to next. I'm talking about Virginia. Virginia cannot hire the right people to run a business, and it's going to end badly for her. She's getting close to dying. Okay, she's not even older than the Detroit Lions owner. All right, she is probably the okay. She's getting close to dying. Okay, but and when a coach does bad like Matt Nagy does, like losing to a team that you have no business losing to, and we have a losing record, she doesn't, the team, she doesn't mind bringing him back because be like, oh, we don't do season firings. We usually wait till the end of the season to do the season firing. But at least do that when you have a first round pick. We don't have a first round pick for a reason. So looking at you, Virginia McCaskey, you need to sell this team. And I know you won't do it because of your father. Just sell it. Just do whatever you got to do because you're getting close to dying anyway. So at least give the team to somebody that you already I'm not gonna go in on you because Virginia, I don't go in on elderly people, especially you. You're very elderly, but you should have been swallowed. Like my gosh, you should have been swallowed because of how much of a terrible owner you are. You wait. We Bears fans, pay our hard earned money. We work for. We have to sit in traffic to see that performance. We, I mean, we Bears fans deserve better. We Bears fans, deserve, a better solution. Okay, we Bears fans pay you, and all you care about is our money. At the end of the day, Virginia, you're just a sucker. And if you had any pride left in this team, you just should sell the team. And let me get to George McCaskey for a moment. All right, getting to George McCaskey, her son. Okay, the only reason why you're not fired yet, or fired, you're until the team sells, you're only there is because of your mother. And to be fair, you're only getting favoritism and hiring the CEO Ted Phillips and have him hiring Ryan Pace. Look, George McCaskey, you have not done this team well either. Okay, you brought back in Matt Nagy and said, "Oh, it was just the quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky was the problem." When realistically speaking, you couldn't you couldn't just like year after year of mediocrity. How is this okay? Like I can't think of an excuse to keep Matt Nagy after that performance. 13 points against the worst passing defense in the National Football League. That and we are 3-7 right now. 3-7. That gets coaches fired, but not in the McCaskey way. McCaskey's wait until the end of the season to. But that's my issue with you, Matt Nagy. That's my issue. That's my issue with you, George. I don't know why I said Matt. Sorry. I'm not gonna go, but I'm kind of done with George McCaskey. He's a terrible son that should be that honestly George McCaskey is a failure. All right, and Virginia, if you're listening to this, if you ever do sell the team, do not give it to your son George. Because if you had, just give it to the Amazon Prime dealer that's looking to buy you. I guarantee you, he has a lot more money than what your son owes. Ted Phillips disgustes me. When we first hired him, 4 playoff appearances in the last 10 years of being in Chicago. You know what? How about I can get on him for, hiring Ted Phillips because he hasn't done a damn thing in Chicago. You should have fired him last year. But because we made the playoffs last year, he's back. That's my issue. and I see somebody's watching, don't be afraid to make a comment. So I'll be right back, real quick. All right, sorry about that, fellas, but okay. Since I aired out kind of Ted Phillips because how d- it's been 20 years and you got us 4 playoff appearances and 1 Super Bowl appearance. Like that's just amazingly bad. So another thing that I want to address, you know what? I'm skipping Ryan Pace because Ryan Pace, he put talent, but it's really on the coaching staff that he himself also hired because honestly, if I'm the general manager of the Bears, fire everybody, start over from scratch. All right, develop your young quarterback Justin Fields, get the right coaching staff because it seems like Matt Nagy is not gonna it's not gonna end well, bro. And now the final person that I want to air out is Matt Nagy. Look, Matt Nagy, you made everybody that came at me look like a dumbass. The people kept telling me, oh, Mitch was the problem. Just give Matt Nagy time. He needs to have a better, players around him. Matt Nagy just doesn't have his quarterback. But what excuse do you have for him right now? What excuse do you have for Matt Nagy right now? Because I'm trying, like, I want to know what excuse do you have for Matt Nagy? Because I don't. This dude has Al Robinson, which I know he didn't play, but he's still there. Al Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, Goodwin. Like, this is the most that we can ask for. Okay, we don't have the best O line in the NFL right now, but maybe you could say that's because of injuries. We had Tevin Jenkins out, but you need to take advantage about what you have, Matt. The problem is that you can't coach this team right. He doesn't have enough discipline. The team is already seeing that. That's why we're giving up most penalties. We're making too much careless mistakes, and it costs us. The last drive, Kendall Villeneuve, which I'll get to him next. The last drive, he gave up. He basically on the last drive with the game on the line, Kendall Villeneuve created a penalty, which set up the Ravens perfectly in our own territory. And you could say that was because of that was also because of injuries of why we scored, but this is a team that thinks they're better. They think they have all the talent and be like, okay, we have all the talent, we should not worry. Folks, this is not how you win. This is not how you win games in the NFL. You win games by, developing a plan, not just looking at the talent and letting the talent speak for themselves. But that is my problem I have with Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy has had his ass out, bailed out, by this defense time in and time and again. And who cares about, his relationship with Andy Reid, him being in the Andy Reid tree? Okay. And just for the record, Matt Nagy never developed Patrick Mahomes. That was all Andy Reid and all Alex Smith. Matt Nagy was just the offensive coordinator. He was no big part of Patrick Mahomes' career. So we hired him because, he was part of the Kansas City Chiefs. But the point is that he wants to run, excuse me, the offense that we designed was for Andy Dalton. And I don't want to hear that, maybe Matt Nagy, was calling the plays, or maybe he's magically calling. Look, Bill Lazor is not a good play caller. I said it once, I'll say it. Just because we upgraded from Matt Nagy to Bill Lazor is not going to help us. Bill Lazor is just better than Matt Nagy, and that's not saying much. Can Bill Lazor move us down the ball downfield? But when it comes to these, just because, we give up play calling does not mean Matt Nagy is still, realistically, being the reason why we lose games. So, but that's the reason why I disagree with Ghost Judah Tribe right here. So the offense, okay, do you want to know why Andy Dalton scored on those last two he scored on a deep bomb, and he scored on which was realistically a wide receiver screen pass. Okay, the bomb on 4th and 11, it was a wide open coverage. But I can give credit where credit's due to Andy Dalton. But Matt Nagy's offense is not built for Justin Fields. Okay, this is not a system that's built for, can we just fire this dude? Like, the McCaskies, I know the McCaskies never do season firings, but Matt Nagy needs to go. And it wouldn't even shock me if we need to lose out. We're going 3-14. 3-14, okay? We'll finish third because, probably we won't be worse than the fucking Lions this year. But looking at this season of how downwarding spiral, this is what the Bears fans need to realize. It will only continue to get worse under Matt Nagy and most of the people, okay, I know Justin Fields is a rookie, okay? He's not going to come in and be like Tom Brady and win his first Super Bowl, okay? That is very hard to do in your rookie season. So I'm looking at Justin Fields and I'm like, okay, this is normal for what happens to a rookie. Holds on the ball for too long, makes careless mistakes. I never said this season was all about making the Super Bowl or making the playoffs. This was all the development of Justin Fields. And if we wanted Justin Fields to, prosper, and the reason why Mac Jones is doing better is because he's in a play calling system where, his team allows him to be wherever. That's what he allows his team. He's going live and so if you all want to catch me on there, I'll go on there a little bit, but I'm just, putting my place down here because every Chicago Bears fan be like, let's just bench Justin Fields. It seems like it's not going to work out. Jordan Love sat on the bench for over a year, and how's that going for him? So that's my issue with Bears fans. Ghost of Judah. I kind of combat him when I say that, because you can't really blame Justin Fields because it's his rookie year. He calls him another Ohio State quarterback buzz. But if we look at what this team, this team is not built for him. And once we get an offensive coordinator like Kendall Mott or Eric Berry or the Bills, like we should be able to win with Justin Fields, and that's my theory about how it's going to go down. So anyway, I know I didn't get a comment. That's fine. You know, if you view the video, that's fine. But I'm not going to say bear down because fuck this team.